What's up, everyone? Nameco here, Fantasy Smack Talk. Getting into week 4 DraftKings value plays, but first, you gotta sign up. So click on the card, link description below, follow all of the stuff, help us out. Sign up for DraftKings and play in some leagues because it's a lot of fun, and let's give you some value plays. So remember, PPRs, DraftKings, 5,000 below are guys I'm looking for the skill position, and gonna start with Carlos Hyde. I don't know what DraftKings is thinking. This guy's averaging about 19 points a game. He's only 4,200 playing Dallas, and they do price adjustments all the time. They just have not adjusted his price yet. So Hyde's making all my lineups. Next running back I got is playing Detroit. That's Howard. Langford's out, 3,700. Again, no price adjustment here. He was 3,700 when Langford was playing, basically. So the fact he's going to get the bulk of the carries, I just absolutely love that, again, against Detroit. And Crowell is the last guy I'm going to talk about. So Crowell's 4,400 playing the Washington Redskins. While the Browns offense isn't something that I'm, think's the greatest thing in the world, Terrell Pryor proved that, they are going to throw the ball even with, on the third string quarterback. And Crowell has been playing extremely well, and he's the kind of guy that could fall in the end zone once, maybe even twice. So those are my interesting running back plays. I actually really like stacking those 3 and doing 2 and then 1 in the flex, and then getting some studs in other positions. But some of the receivers I want to talk about, the first one is Pryor, playing the Washington Redskins, 4,300. We all saw what he did last week, right? It was crazy. He was getting a ton of targets, he was rushing the ball, he was throwing the ball, he was doing it all. But I think he's going to be a primary receiving option playing Washington, and Washington is 30 against wide receivers fantasy-wise, so they give up a ton of points. So could Pryor go off again? There's a chance. Normally I don't like doing that, a guy that blew up the last week putting on this list, but it's just too good of a matchup not to. And another good matchup is Williams for San Diego going against those New Orleans Saints. If you watch Monday night, Saints defense is awful. I mean, it's just terrible. $4,400. He's getting a ton of targets. He had 9 again last week. I see that, continuing. PPR league. Could he fall in the end zone? Absolutely, against the Saints defense. Or Saints offense, or against the Saints defense. My apologies. Saints offense now. Cody, we're going to go with Fleener, the tight end. 3,200 playing that San Diego team. So, again, it's a very, very high over-under in Vegas, so I like the fact that you're going to have Fleener getting a ton of targets. I feel it's going to be another high-scoring game, and Breeze made a point to get him the ball, and it certainly worked out, so I see him doing that again this week. All right, moving on to quarterback, we got Joe Flacco versus the Oakland Raiders. I've always been a guy that's hated on Flacco. I'll be the first to admit it, but he's 5,900, and the fact that Oakland is 30th against running in quarterbacks in terms of fantasy, in terms of DraftKings value, just makes me like Flacco a little bit more. And Dustin and I were talking the other day, the Ravens have changed their offense because they got no running game, so they're throwing the ball to Smith. They're throwing the ball to Wallace. I mean, that's the only way they can win games. So Flacco's going to be throwing the ball, and Oakland's pass D ain't that good. And as far as the defense go, now it's not the cheapest defense, and I hyped them up, but I'm loving this team. It's the Minnesota Vikings, 3,600 against the New York Giants on Monday night. The reason that I really like them is the sacks. And, in DraftKings, when you're getting the sacks and you're getting the turnovers, I just got a good feeling about them, and there wasn't many good ones. I mean, they had the Redskins very high, who I also kind of liked, even though I got a couple of the Browns guys on here as a pick up and play. So Vikings is the way I'm going with D. So good luck this week. We had a very solid last week. Got a lot of the guys fell into the end zone last week. Now we need some of those guys that are going to fall in the end zone and get a bunch of catches. So that's why we got this list made the way we do. Good luck this week, everyone.